hike in, we came to an area with several types of berry bushes. Here are some currants, so we decided to pick some for lunch. We also found rose hips, and elderberries. The currants and the elderberries were the best tasting. Along the trail we'd seen several seeds from the Jeffrey pine, so we knew they were ripe also. So we found some cones and smashed them and cracked the seeds open and ate them too. They were small but good tasting. There was also sagebrush in the area, so we collected some of the outer bark to make a tinder bundle to start our fire with later when we got to camp. It should just pull right off. From a willow patch down by the creek, we cut and carved some digging sticks. We also peeled and smashed some of the ends of the willow twigs to make toothbrushes and brushed our teeth. By now it was getting later in the afternoon, so we decided to push on to our campsite and make camp. Some of us cut and hauled in poles for the shelter, while others gathered pine needles for bedding. 3 of the larger poles were lashed together to make a tripod. After laying out the tarps to determine the shape of the shelter, we raised the tripod. And cut off any pokey branches. We then tied our tarps together and raised them on the frame. However, by now it was too dark to continue videoing. As we finished the shelter, moved in, started our fire, which we did with flint and steel, then fixed supper and got ready for bed. It was cold that night, so we did fire watches, taking turns to keep the fire going all night to keep us warm. Here's a picture of our finished shelter in the morning. It was so cold that night that the water in our water bag, which we kept just outside our shelter, was frozen almost solid. We had positioned our shelter so we would get good morning sun, so we opened up one wall to let the sun shine in while we made breakfast. We made ash cakes by kneading and flattening a simple dough of whole grain flour. These were baked on a bed of coals. That's why they're called ash cakes. We also parched some corn. After exploring the area a bit, it was time to leave, so we took down our shelter, folded up our tarps, filled up our water bottles, and headed out.